Hello everyone, you are watching a video on an introduction to research articles. Here I'd like to discuss 3 points. First, definition. Second, components of a research article and tenses. Third, other components of a research article. First, definition. A research article reports the results of the most recent research produced by researchers or experts, while a research article is a form of academic writing to provide critical analysis of research findings, offer solutions, or expand the scope of research, and also recommend potential areas of research. Next, components of a research article. Research articles generally consist of the following components: title, abstract, introduction, methods or methodology, results or findings, discussion, conclusion, and references or bibliography. I will explain each component. Start from the title. A title should give the reader an idea of the focus of the study. It should attract attention for readers, and it should be concise, accurate, and informative. Well, in this section, readers will get the research and concepts. The title supplies enough information for readers to decide whether the entire article will be read. This is the example of a title of a research. Next, abstract. An abstract is a short summary of research. It consists of specific sections such as background, including purpose, problems, and also reasons, methods, results, and conclusion. This section aims to give the reader a complete yet concise understanding of a research. And in this section, readers will also decide whether they continue reading the article. Next, tenses in abstract. First, simple present tense. Simple present tense is used to talk about general facts or background information and conclusion. Then simple past tense is used to talk about purpose, methods, and actual results. Then present perfect tense is used to describe what the researchers achieved during the research. And it also has modals. It is to show recommendation. Now see the examples. The blue lines show simple present tense. Then the red lines show simple past tense. Active and passive, nominal and also verbal sentence. And the purple line shows present perfect tense. It is in passive. We also have modal with verb 1 for recommendation. Next, introduction. An introduction of a research article should state previous research. It shows relevant literature on the topic. Next, research problems or problems of the study. It is a statement or a specific issue addressed in the research. Limitation is an explanation of how research limitations can affect the findings and thoughts from a research. Next, purpose. It is the goal or aim of the study to achieve. And reason is the significance of the study. It presents the importance of a research. It is to explain why the study was needed. Tenses used in introduction are simple present tense to talk about reasons of conducting the study, literature, facts that are generally true and unlikely to change, and results of past research and relevant to present research. And then simple past tense is to describe previous studies. And present perfect tense is used to talk about references to previous research or to describe a situation that began in the past and is still true now. We'll now look at the first introduction. The blue lines show simple present tense and the red line shows simple past tense. And based on the first introduction, it can be found several points, problems, reason, and purpose. Well, I add another introduction from different article. We can see the example of present perfect tense in purple lines. These are in the passive form. Now let's move to the next slide. Methods or methodology. This section outlines the methodology used in the study. It explains what the researcher did and how the researcher did it. And it includes types of research or approach. These are ways of conducting the study, such as quantitative, qualitative, descriptive, and others. Next, instruments. These are tools to collect, measure, and analyze the data, such as questionnaire, surveys, scales, and others. Next, population and sample. Population shows all the objects or people, and sample means the selected objects or people. Next, setting. This refers to time and place, when and where. And the last is the procedure. It tells about how researchers collect and analyze the data collection and data analysis. Well, the methodology section should generally be written in the past tense. Now let's see the example. The red lines are showing the simple past tense. It can be seen clearly that we have the study design and the sample of the research. Next, results or findings. This section should simply report the results of the study from the data analysis without interpretation. So they present the data or the core findings of research as the results of the methods applied. And it also involves the use of figures, graphs, and tables to visually supplement the presentation of the results. Tenses used in results are simple past tense, that is to describe experiments. Tenses used in results. First, simple past tense. This is used to describe experiments that have already been completed at the time of writing the paper. And the second is simple present tense. Refers to tables, figures, and graphs. And it is also to talk about the research article as a whole. Look at the example. As you know that the red lines show simple past tense and the blue line shows simple present tense. And here we have the example of a table. Now see the discussion. This section presents an interpretation of the results of the study or data analysis. It analyzes the data, evaluates whether the results answered the questions, and researchers summarize or assess the findings to the theoretical concepts or framework. Tenses used in discussion are simple past tense to summarize findings and simple present tense to interpret the results, discuss the significance of the findings, or present conclusions. We can also use another form of present tense that is present continuous. Now see the example of a discussion. Simple past tense in the red line, the word revealed, and simple present tense in the blue lines is alarming, sheds, is, and is increasing in continuous tense. Next, conclusion. This section summarizes the key points of the findings or summary of the results, implications on how the findings may be important, strengths and weaknesses of the research. Refer to great effects or about things to improve, and recommendations or suggestions. And in this section, the researchers must give clear and concise statements to leave the readers with a good impression. Tenses in conclusion. First, simple past tense. This is to summarize findings or report the results. Second, simple present tense. It is to talk about implications and suggest future research. And the last is modals. This is to show recommendations. Please take a look at the first example of a conclusion. The red lines show simple past tense. Highlighted was emphasized. And then the blue line is in simple present tense, in still. And the modal verb verb 1, the use of modals, may enhance. Now look at the second conclusion of another article. We find simple present tense and the use of modal. And here I have analyzed the results and also implication and the recommendations. From the first conclusion, we can see the findings. And from the second conclusion, we can see the results or the findings and also the implications and the recommendation. Now let's move to references or bibliography. This section lists all references used for the paper. The references can be from books, articles, or other sources of information. So it should be current and relevant. And it can be arranged chronologically by date of publication or alphabetically by author. So it should be written in the appropriate style. Several formats are used, such as APA, MLA, AMA, and Chicago. And this is the example of APA style for the book title. You can see it by yourself. And the next is MLA, Modern Language Association, for the essay title. And then AMA, American Medical Association, for the video title. And then Chicago for the book title. Alright, next, move to other components of a research article. We have journal name, year, volume, issue, and page details, and also DOI. It stands for Digital Object Identifier. This is a string of numbers, letters, and symbols used to identify an article and to provide it with a web address. And we have authors and also affiliations. Affiliations mean that they're connected to the organizations, companies, or institutions. And we have article history. It tells when was the article received and accepted. Next, we have keywords, the words that are used to find information. Acknowledgements. This section is put before references and used to thank all people who contribute to the research. Well, that's the end of my presentation about an introduction to research articles. I hope my presentation is clearly understood. Thank you.